It was recently discovered that the creators of SpongeBob SquarePants made secretly drawings of characters of the beloved kid show, and it turns out that there's also inappropriate drawings in a SpongeBob game as well. On the surface, SpongeBob SquarePants SuperSponge seems like a family-friendly game. It's a 2D platformer where you play as SpongeBob, who's on a mission to get Patrick Star the best birthday gift ever. The THQ published game, which was released for the PS1 and Game Boy Advance in 2001, was developed by a British studio called Climax, which made Silent Hill Origins and Silent Hill Shattered Memories. When SuperSponge came out, it got mediocre reviews, but it still managed to sell over 1 million copies, making it a part of PlayStation's greatest hits collection. Despite the financial success, however, Climax ended up shutting down one of their other studios in 2008. Then sometime in 2016, all of the company's assets were reportedly sold on eBay, and those assets included hundreds to thousands of development discs of released and unreleased projects. Out of all the discs, 2 backup DVD discs of SuperSponge were sold that contained all the game's assets, including concept art, design documents, and even the source code. The 11 gigabytes worth of content was then uploaded to Internet Archive in November 2016, where a trove of assets for the PlayStation version of the game was dug up. Based on the game's files and documents, it looks like SuperSponge was in development just a year after the SpongeBob cartoon aired on May 1st, 1999. In fact, it was such early days of the show that SuperSponge's game files contained a font document that mentioned SpongeBoy, which was going to be SpongeBob's original name. Among the many assets found in the game's files include 3D models of characters like SpongeBob that ended up turning into 2D sprites in the final game. There's also artwork of some weird characters, as well as face textures, title cards, VHS gameplay footage of glitches, and unused files of Plankton and Barnacle Boy saying that SpongeBob is a porous freak.
SpongeBob SquarePants. Wait till I get my hands on that porous freak.
Not only that, but there are random things like this literal legal sign, a Rugrats in Paris trailer, artwork of the Army Men video game, a Marlboro cigarette box, the face of a Superman cosplayer, military weapons and vehicles, documentary footage of deep-sea creatures.
The octopus ranges from tank size up to more than 50 feet long, including tentacles.
And a user interface document that contains a cheat code curiously titled Aussie Mode, which flips the screen upside down. Other documents include an Excel spreadsheet that contains Power Rangers dialogue.
What? X-Borgs! There's thousands of them! It's morphin' time!
There's even a Word document about Yoshi's Island, as well as a folder that contains assets from the game. Not only that, but there's even emulators and ROMs, some of which were downloaded from Vim's Lair. The games include, among others, Alien 3, Beavis and Butthead, Demon Crest, and Mortal Kombat. If that wasn't enough, there's also gross pictures of people's nipples and feet, and organs of either humans or animals. All of this was most likely used as a reference guide to help make SuperSponge, but things really become not safe for work when you open the Nick Doodles folder. At first, it seems like any other folder containing artwork of things that you'd expect, like items, backgrounds, and characters, but upon closer examination are 3 pictures titled Naughty. The first 2 pictures depict SpongeBob, Patrick, and Sandy fornicating, while the third image shows SpongeBob in dominatrix attire while holding a flogger. The person that drew this seems to be Climax's designer, Nick Dry, who admitted it on Twitter. Dry's Twitter account has a link to his WordPress blog, where he actually posted the original lewd sketches. Not only that, but the photo reveals that there's actually a caption that's not seen in the Naughty images that reads, quote, SpongeBob takes Patrick up a starfish. It's unknown why Dry created these sketches, but perhaps it was done for fun, or to blow off steam. If you like this video so far, be sure to subscribe, like, and click the bell icon for notifications. If you have any gaming myths, mysteries, oddities, or Easter eggs, be sure to let me know. Now back to the show. In a video interview with a YouTube channel called Poem Frog, a background actor named Kevin Pryor talked about how he used to work at THQ as a game tester. There he played SpongeBob SquarePants Employee of the Month, which came out in 2002, and he said that he found a lot of sexual things in the game that the developers tried to sneak in.
It was the first place I worked. It was THQ, But the games that I tested, the first one was SpongeBob SquarePants Employee of the Month. So most of the stuff that we were finding, we'd be writing up all the sexual innuendo that they were trying to sneak into the game. And there was a lot of it. I know there had to have been something that snuck through. But I specifically remember, I know there was a lot of humping. The characters were just, would be in certain positions, and oh look, surprise.
Other offensive content in SuperSponge's files include artwork of an elderly male character titled Old Bastard, while another image depicts an elderly female character given numerous names like Old Bitch and Slagwagon. According to Urban Dictionary, a slagwagon is a vehicle that is so frequently used for sex that the interior is walled with semen. The term slag is also derogatory British slang for a woman that has lots of casual sex. There's also images of an elderly female character with a cane titled Fishfolk Old Hag, with hag being another offensive word meaning an old and unattractive woman. In one particular folder, there were assets sent from Nickelodeon, but the game's developers clearly didn't care, since the folder is titled New SpongeBob SquarePants, Like We Care. And one developer didn't have glowing things to say about an early build of the game. In a Microsoft Word document titled SpongeBob Shitlist, the developer lists all of the things that are wrong with the game that need fixing. The document starts off by saying, "I'm sorry if things start to get a bit negative, but then there isn't a lot to get that positive about." They then refer to enemy projectiles as flying dildos, how the jellyfish look f***ing awful, and refer to PlayStation as Gay Station. And for the Flaming Skull enemies, the dev asked, "Apart from the AIDS victims sucking lemons, where are they?" The developer really went off on the eyeball enemies though, writing, quote, "What do we have here then? What are they doing? What's with the homing projectiles? Then return to the eye once it hits the feet. Where's the charge before the eyeball blasts the player? Why doesn't the eye follow the player? Why doesn't the red veins look red? Looks like a shite flavored ice cream. Where's the iris?" It's not all bad though, as the dev made one positive comment about how in one level, quote, "The walls are good though, winky face." You know that winky face meant something special after they crapped on the game for 15 pages.
Like this in the background. What the f***?
There's even text in the source code itself that contain things like SC sprite shit, scroll effect type thingy stuff, purpose, God knows, and well, there goes any chance of refined camera control for the player, sad face. And then there's, quote, "Move cursor in the gayest way possible." And regarding a workaround, yes, I know it's gay, but it works. Having played the game myself after learning what's inside the game's files, I can see how the game's developer struggles making the game since it's not very good.
SpongeBob, you silly old sponge, try using your helmet.
I'm trying to put on the helmet, but it won't let me. And the movement is pretty weird. Like, I'm not confident that I'll actually land where I want to land. Come on. Okay, I can't get up. Okay, why can't I get up there? Oh, okay, I think it does it automatically. Huh. Okay, there we go. Damn it. I thought it said I could put on a helmet. I mean, I see the helmet icon. Oh, I think I have the helmet on. It's just that the developers didn't bother actually putting the helmet on me. What the heck? How did I... What hit me? Oh, it bounces. It bounced right towards me. Yeah, this game was definitely made in just 1 year. I like how you can use the jellyfish as weapons, so that's kind of cool. I remember this episode. Just playing hooky. Oh my god, all these hazards, Jesus. What the? Okay, I'm trying to... Oh my god. The sound effects are kind of annoying. Okay, I can tell this is going to be a pain in the ass, so I'm assuming I have to throw the jellyfish at it. Okay, there we go. Okay, I think I got it. What? Oh. What happened? Did I beat it? Oh, okay. I beat it. Don't know how, but okay.
With this coral blower, I can suck up all those seashells lying around and use them to break the rock wall.
Oh wow. I'm even clipping through the rocks. Oh Jesus. Spikes down there. Okay. Jesus. Can I get up there? I guess I can't. Oh my god. Dude, jump! There we go. Jesus. Oh my god. I can't use the I can't use the jellyfish to attack because I don't have the net. See, it's really tricky. You gotta be really precise. Oh my god. There we go. Okay. Oh my god, get up there! Stop sliding! Oh my god! Stop sliding! Ugh! Ugh. Okay. How about if I just get... Oh my god! Stop grabbing this stupid thing! Okay. Jump! Come on, jump! Dude, what is with this enemy? Oh my god! All these jellyfish and I can't even use them. Okay, I'm trying to suck it up, but... Suck it! Come on, suck it, suck it! There we go. This is so janky. Okay. Can I kill these things? Alright, I'm done. Regardless though, it's pretty amazing that we're able to get such a detailed, behind the scenes look at game development,